Hi there. In the last video we talked about for loops. We had talked about nesting them in each other, we had talked about the different types of for loops, and in the beginning we had talked about multiple conditions in for loops. In this lecture we'll be talking about while loops. Let's get started. Open up your IDLE and expand it. Alright, now let's just quickly revise the for loops. Basically for I in range x, y, z, so 1, 5 I want, and then just print I. Simple as that. There we go. Print I, 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Now, while loops, the format is the same thing, but the neat thing with while loops is the code will not end unless of two causes. Either you specify it to end, or the condition which it's following becomes false. So let me explain it to you. First, let's understand the format of a while loop. Type while. Now write the condition. So first let's create a condition. Step is equal to 0. Step is going to be our variable. And we say while step is less than 20, colon, enter, and you're going to say print step, and then, well, not in quotation marks obviously, but the variable step. And then we're going to say step is equal to step plus 1. Now you might be wondering why are we doing this step, the step is equal to step plus 1. That's because of the fact that if we didn't do it, if we deleted this, then our loop would continue to infinity. And we don't want that because it'll cause our program to crash. We need some way to get out of the while loop after some time. It can go on for a long amount of time, but it has to end. That's the key thing we're looking for. So by making step is equal to step plus 1, after some time, step will become greater than 20 and our loop will stop. So if we click enter, here we go. 0 to 19 printed. So I'm just going to go through them one more time. While step is less than 20, step's value is 0. Print step, so 0 will get printed. Step is equal to step plus 1, so step is now equal to 1. Repeat. While 1 is less than 20, print 1. Step is equal to 1 plus 1, which is 2. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You get up till 19, and then the loop will stop. So this is the basic fundamentals of while loops. They're quite easy to use, and you'll get the hang of them pretty soon. Let me quickly go over multiple conditions in while loop as well. So while step is less than 20, and we're going to use, let's say, and 5 is less than 6, print hello. Now, if you might have guessed, this won't do anything. Why? Because in our previous code, our step had already become 20. So this won't do anything. It's already false, and this is true, but still. So let's create a new variable. Let's call it num is equal to 15, and let's say num1 is equal to 22. Now we're going to say while num is less than 18 and num1 is greater than 18, we're going to say print out num1, print num, and then we're going to have to obviously increase or decrease the num values. So let's say num plus plus, not num plus plus. Num is equal to num plus 1, and num1 is equal to num1 minus 1. So let me quickly explain this. We're saying here that num's value should be increasing by 1 after every iteration, and num1's value should be decreasing by 1 after every iteration. So click enter, here we go. 2215, 2116, 2017, and the loop breaks. Hopefully that made sense too. The concept is quite easy. Play around with this little, go over a few exercises online, or if you can find them. I'll be giving a few at the end of the section, don't worry. But this is basically while loops. Right. Alright. last but not least, let's go over one last thing about while loops. Okay, to break out of a while loop, there are two things you can do. The first one is to make the condition false, i.e. when we say num is less than 18 and num1 is greater than 18, if num becomes greater than 18, then the function will work. Well, actually it won't work. And if num1 becomes less than 18, then the function won't work. Those are the conditions. But another way is using the function break. So we're going to say while 1, and 1 basically here is it's true. So it'll run forever no matter what. So while 1, I'm going to say if step is greater than 30, then I want to say break, and else step is equal to step plus 1. We're going to increase the step count. Awesome. The loop broke after step became 30, but we didn't print anything, so let's print something. Else print step. There we go. Simple as that. Click enter. Nothing's happening. I think we have to set our step variable again. So let's say step is equal to 20, and now let's try running this. Awesome. Click enter. There we go. We've got all the values of step from 20 to 30. Nice. So let me quickly go through this. While 1 basically means that 1 is a true factor. So no matter what, the 1 condition will always return true. So technically while true, i.e. it'll run forever, if step, the value of step is greater than 30, we want to break out of the loop. And what the break does is it'll close out of the while loop. The while loop won't run anymore. Otherwise, if step is not greater than 30, we want to print step and we want to increase the step counter. Simple as that. Awesome. Let's recap what we've learned. We learned about while loops, we learned about multiple conditions in loops, and we've learned about breaking out of a while loop. Awesome. In the next lecture, we'll talk about functions used in Python. See you in the next lecture.